Abaticola and Ferrari discuss everything. With Matt Abaticola.
Son, your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
I'm sorry I ruined your New Year's Eve party. She tastes like cigarettes.
And Jason Ferrari.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
Two complete nincompoops with microphones and access to the World Wide Web. Presented by Mickey Finn's Brewery in Libertyville, Lake County's oldest brew pub. Now, here are your hosts for this shit show, Abaticola and Ferrari.
Hello there, podcast friends, and welcome into episode number 15. It's Ferrari and Abaticola. We discuss everything, and this episode is called Tuba Donkey. Yes, you heard it correct. Episode 15, Tuba Donkey. We're glad to have you with us once again. Thanks for always downloading and listening to the show. Remember, there's several ways you can interact with us outside of just downloading and telling all of your friends and coworkers and family about the program. You can also go to Facebook and connect with us there at facebook.com/AFDE show. We're on Twitter at AFDE show. And you can also email us anytime at afdeshow@gmail.com. Abaticola Ferrari. Discuss everything. Episode 15, Tuba Donkey. He's Ferrari. I'm Abaticola. And, of course, we are brought to you by Mickey Finn's, Lake County's oldest brew pub, located at 345 North Milwaukee Avenue in Libertyville. You can follow them on Twitter at Mickey Finn's. Go to mickeyfinns.com, and you can learn all about a beautiful establishment with wonderful craft beer, delicious food, and, of course, friendly service in beautiful and downtown historic Libertyville. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, man? I like that ordering. I don't. That just
you like the historic?
Just throw the historic. No, I mean, but it was like beautiful and downtown and historic.
Libertyville.
Libertyville.
It's 345 North Milwaukee Avenue. It's a great little place. I actually took a nice walk in town yesterday. I wanted to get out of the apartment for a little bit, and it wasn't too cold. The rain had stopped, and went for a little walk around town. And right at Cook Memorial Park, which is right there on Milwaukee Avenue, right in the heart of downtown historic Libertyville, they had about 30 American flags for Veterans Day weekend.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it was a really cool little setup there at Cook Memorial Park and Rose Garden. They actually have a rose garden there. I don't believe the rose garden is in full bloom at this point in November.
Yeah,
I
can't
couldn't
imagine
be wrong.
it's a year-round rose garden.
I don't think so. It doesn't say that.
It's just a bunch of stems for like 6 months.
I went to school with a girl when I was in junior high. Her name was Rose Garden.
I thought you were going to say stems. Well, either way. That was her nickname.
Stems?
Stems.
Yeah, she died in the winter. Anyway, so we had a nice little walk and saw the flags for Veterans Day weekend. The NFL, of course, doing their patriotic duty, celebrating all the servicemen and women this weekend.
They really do a great job. Like
they do.
Yeah.
They do. Unfortunately, a few years ago there was all those paid patriotic appearances that were, that the NFL was putting on, and you thought they were doing these big elaborate things, but they were paying for it all. I guess, which is fine in the end, but they were deceptive. Believe it or not, the NFL being deceptive about something. It's really bizarre.
It's a shocker of the month.
I do love it. Obviously they do it for financial purposes, but all the different uniforms that the NFL does and the different sideline apparel is what it is that I was looking for. That's some cool stuff. I like this weekend when they do all that sideline apparel.
I love that Peanut's still doing it. They did that special tailgate for the military, and he's big into it. Actually, wait, isn't he like going to the FBI Academy or something?
I think he's either in training or going to go in training or something like that. I saw that story a few weeks ago.
Nothing to do with the military, but no, it just reminded me. But yeah, I saw Anthony Adams was there dancing as he always does. He always does. That's kind of his deal. The Spice Adams dance.
Yep. Hey, I heard back from our guy Zach Miller.
Really,
yeah,
that's good.
Sent him a couple of texts after that horrific leg injury he suffered, and obviously he was pretty preoccupied, but still, very thoughtful that he responded to some texts. We had a real brief text conversation, just making sure he was doing all right, and he seemed like he was in great spirits and was really appreciative that the show reached out to him to say hello. We were keeping him in our prayers, and Seems like he's doing good, man. As good as he can. As good as he can. And you figure for a guy in that situation, he's like he's got the perfect mindset and perspective on it, and he's just going to work hard and see where it takes him. But he was in really good spirits.
I mean, he's been, he's obviously had a career that's been riddled with injuries, and it sucks because, I never want to see a player just hurt.
Right.
But when they're a really good guy, and but he's always had this good attitude. I mean, in this one was life-threatening, or at the very least losing a limb.
Right, went from life-threatening to possibly losing a leg to, everything worked out.
So, but the fact that he's consistently like a really good dude, and I'm glad that he's in good spirits, and hopefully he heals up. I know, as any professional athlete does, he probably has aspirations of continuing to play, and if that's the case, then that's awesome. But if not, I think he's super smart, and he'll be able to continue on doing something else.
Well, for us, it's Monday, November 13th. I can't believe how quickly the year is just flying by. It's almost Thanksgiving, and then we're less than 50 days away from Christmas. For you listening, it'll be later on in your week, but it's been a week since we were together putting together a show.
Probably be the 15th. This is
episode 15, Tuba Donkey. What's going on the past week? And it seems like you guys are always doing something each week.
But this was a big week though, man. Like, I've made no secret that I'm a big fan of the Foo Fighters, and God, before we even moved, they announced a fall tour, and there was a concert in Madison on Tuesday, and I'm like, nope, I'm good with not going up there again.
Right.
So Champaign was an option. Trish had never been, so we went down there on Wednesday.
You've lived in Madison, Wisconsin, when you prefer to go to Champaign.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm like, which crappy drive? I said, at least this is a new crappy drive. And
right.
It's about the same.
It's
about the same distance.
Drive. Right.
So we went down there. Concert was great. Crowd was awful. That's one of the worst crowds I've ever seen.
How so?
They sat like the whole time, and
it sounds like a great crowd.
Didn't seem to kind of know what was going on. So I don't know if it was like people's parents or like just students who just went, but I didn't see a lot of young people. It was just a weird crowd.
So
I've never
Foo Fighter
been to a
fans
concert.
are getting older?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I know, but but our whole section for the most part was standing. Like, I've never been to a concert where people sit from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
You take a break. I don't ever do that though. Just because I don't like to sit. Period.
Right.
But
well, yeah, you have physical reasons behind it. So,
but it was cool. We met some cool people as usual per Trish and myself. So had a good time, and it was nice to have a couple of days off midweek. And then what else did we do? Trish wanted it. Well, as we were driving back, we were getting on the lakeshore, and she said, "I've never been to Chinatown." I said, "All right." So on Saturday, we with another couple went to Chinatown.
Nice.
And went to a couple restaurants, had some really, really good food, like really, really good food. We went to 3 different spots and kind of did like courses.
Okay.
But that was a lot of fun. Trish loved it, and our stomachs loved it. It was that food was outstanding.
Well, that's good. First time in Chinatown for the wife, so you had a
for the wife.
Like
and
good
the
week,
first
good
time
weekend.
I've been there since like 8th grade.
Oh wow! So
other than a trip to someone had one of those private karaoke parties.
Yeah,
but
so basically first time in your adult life to go and go after the food. That's good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Good, excellent, and the concert was good, and you get good time in Chinatown. My week was just basic normal week. Lots of work, having the dudes, hanging out with them. Catching their cold that they've had and is rotating around as happens with toddlers. One thing I've learned, I learned something new about my mom this week. I think I'm going to try to share something
well, no,
new
you said that, yeah.
about mom each week. Here's what I learned yesterday about mom. And by the way, she actually left for Houston today. She's gone for a week. Went down with a group of people from our church to go down and help people that were affected by Hurricane Harvey. So she's doing some work down there. Just trying to bring some love and some comfort to people, and also doing a little bit of cleanup. But I learned this about mom yesterday when I was doing laundry. Mom does not dry any of her clothes. Mom hangs everything to dry. Now I have several items that I don't run to the dryer. I'll hang. I've done that for as long as I can remember, since I was in high school doing laundry. Sweaters and stuff, and I don't dry my jeans. I've always
you
hung.
Air dry your jeans?
I always air dry. I always have air dry my
dry
jeans.
part of the way because if I don't, they're like standing on their own. Like they almost dry in like the jean shape.
Yeah, no, I've always done that. And then some shirts I have that I don't want to shrink at all or the possibility of it, so I don't dry them.
You don't want some mediums,
right?
You want like a gun show shirt.
I've had those before, and not going to do that again. And my mom does. I found it to be so weird. I thought it was so completely bizarre that she does not dry anything.
You woke up and there was a clothesline in your kitchen.
I was just like, Mom, what do you mean you don't dry anything? And she's like, I never have. And I'm like, so you like hang dry your socks? I'm like, it's so weird.
Does she have the what is it, the washboard?
No, yeah, I'm like, you go down by the creek and you gotta wash your clothes too. But I was like, what are you doing? And so so in her room, which was my old room, Mom had she had like this giant clothes dryer, this clothes rack. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen. I mean, it was like 8 feet long. It was huge.
Ooh, I've never seen one like that.
No, it was huge. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Like the little towel ones.
Yeah, no, I have two because I have a small one that I put my towel on because I use the same towel for a couple days in a row.
Me too.
Obviously before you wash it, but there was never a good spot to hang it. So I bought a smaller clothes rack and I hang it over the top so it doesn't overlap or fold or touch on itself
and turn into stink towel.
Right, stink towel.
You don't want stink towel.
You don't want stink towel because like people who then hang it like on a hook on the back of the door.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's gonna stink like mold the next day.
Yep.
So enjoy
then you
wiping your clean body with that.
Then you get out of the shower and be like, fuck. Like, dude, you feel like you need to call a priest to bless the stink that's on you from the towel.
I have a small You get out of the shower and you immediately smell bad.
Yep. No, I get right back in. I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't continue because the first thing I generally dry is my face.
Yeah.
Like you stink towel is the fucking.
It smells like musty ass. You're like, ew.
It's the worst.
So I have a small one that I hang my towel over, and I'll wash it every 2 or 3 days, and then I have a bigger one that I hang my clothes on, but. Like it was so bizarre to me. And then I saw some things of Mom's clothes drying that I never wanted to see, and I hope I never see again.
Get some hanging unmentionables.
Yeah, it was just Mom, you're unforgettables, really, basically. And no, yeah.
Well, now they are.
Yeah. So I thought it was so bizarre about Mom, but she's on her way to Houston. I think she made it. I said to text me, which I didn't hear from her, so. We didn't hear anything bad on the airlines today, did we? Going to Texas? No. Okay, I didn't think so. So
probably just had a couple of Mai Tais on the plane and forgot to text.
One thing that I love about my boys, and there's so many of them. When I'm in the shower, it seems like they either both have to go pee or one might have to go poo while I'm actually in the shower. And so I have my towel is always like I always have it folded up on top of the toilet seat.
Yeah.
So I can reach out and grab it because I don't like to. I'm not that kind of guy that steps
to
out of the shower
and
like all soaping wet and then like dry there.
I agree.
People are always like, well, you have a bath mat there. That's what it's for. And I go, yeah, but I hate the bath mat getting wet because then it never dries. Right.
Then it's wet all the time.
So I'm generally completely dried before I get out of the tub.
Or as close to it. I do the exact same thing. Yeah.
Okay. So we shower the same.
I don't want a wet. Like rug outside. No. That's because Because
then like 2 hours later you go to the bathroom, you step on it, it's still wet. You're like,
then you get like a flat tire, you get like wet sock.
Right, wet sock, or then you're like, all right, that's gonna smell in a day. Yep. So I try to keep it as dry as possible. So I always put it up on the toilet seat, and then I can grab it right out of the shower. And so one of the dudes will always come in, and they always just take it and drop it on the floor.
I was just saying, knock it off.
Yeah, then they do their business. They leave the toilet seat up. They don't flush, and they walk out. And then there's a toilet full.
Now I think they just know it. They're just doing it on purpose.
So they're both full of pee. The seat's up, and there's a towel on the floor, and I can't reach it. I'm like, son of a Hank, get over here. Then they're giggling and laughing.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny though. They are your kids.
Yeah, they're definitely my kids. And I don't want to. I hate to tease the segment because we're far away from it, but every week the Huffington Post. I don't know if you know this. They put out funniest.
Tell me more.
They put out the funniest tweets from parents each week, and if you haven't listened to the show before, I like to share some of those tweets. I got to tell you, actually some funny ones this week. I'm actually excited to see your genuine reaction to them.
Funny as a parent or just funny for real?
Oh. That's a good question.
No, but based on kind of how they are, if they're I feel like I'm going to laugh just based on You don't usually have like a great sales pitch on these bad boys.
No, but I think it's probably funnier just because I'm a dad.
No, it's fine. I can appreciate it. I'm a stepdad. I'll approach it from that way.
Yeah, and so you'll get it too, but I'm looking forward to that. So, all right, so Champagne, Chinatown, my mom doesn't dry her clothes. I mean, there's lots of great things we learned this week.
Poo and pee, towels on the floor.
On the floor. Unfortunately,
speaking of poo and pee,
yeah. Unfortunately, on Sunday we had to watch a Bears game, and I knew it too, dude. So I'm doing a CBS Sports, like, you know, the where you pick the winners and you rank them, you know, the point scheme, the whole thing. So I'm doing it, and all season I've been doing it. My buddy Rich, who I worked with at the newspaper with, he runs the thing, and each week, dude, I would just go through and I would pick the games, just basically without even doing any kind of research, without even really watching football, and I wouldn't adjust the point schemes. So my Thursday night game was always worth 16 points, regardless of who the teams were, regardless of what I picked, because I wasn't going to take time to adjust it.
Yeah.
So this past week, I'm kind of watching football again and being a little more interested in what's going on. And so I'm like, I'm going to sit down and actually think about my games this week. And I'm actually in second place right now going into Monday Night Football. So I'm doing really well point-wise.
Was it Atlanta and Carolina tonight?
It's Carolina and Miami.
Oh, no. Wait.
Atlanta beat the crap out of Dallas.
Yeah,
they embarrassed Dallas. I think 8 sacks. But so you're going into it, and so I'm like, all right. So I'm looking at the Bears-Packers, and everybody in the world was like, oh, the Bears, you know, the Bears are going to win. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, you know, this is the game where Hundley's going to put it together, make some plays. They're still the Packers.
Well, plus it's coming out of the bye. So I was already like, ugh, that is so not. Yeah, Fox
so
out of
many
the bye
things,
is so bad.
But there were so many things setting up for a for sure Bears victory.
Right.
And I sat there,
beginning with us being, whenever we're favored, I'm like, nope, no, I'm sorry.
Well, that was the first time in how many years?
Yeah, exactly. I don't mean just against the Packers at all.
No, I mean, but just being favored, right? And so I was like, all right, you know. And so
I think we were favored over Jackson. No, we weren't. We weren't even favored over Jacksonville.
I went with the Bears, and of course it was just what a brutal, disgusting, ugly game. Just an ugly, ugly game. And it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I mean, there's always a Packers wide receiver that's going to make one or two big plays every game against the Bears.
And Adams is, you know, that guy's great.
Right. I mean, where was Trevathan when we needed him? But I mean, it's just they
calf.
What an ugly game. Just a brutal game. And it's so disgusting because you this is what this team does. They suck you in, John Fox, and you're like, all right, man, all right, the Bears. You get excited, you look forward to it, and then they do this crap. And dude, that play will be named the challenge for the rest of Bears history was absolutely unbelievable.
Right. I mean, I sent you a text at the time and said, like, you're at the 2. Just, you've got Jordan Howard.
Right.
Just fucking punch it in.
Right.
You know, but he's horrible at challenges, obviously, like horrible at clock management, but the things that we knew, like with him, you know, this isn't news. You know, we've talked about this before. You were in sports radio forever. You know that he's not a bad coach, but he's not
a great game day manager.
No, and that's the thing. Like, you know what we really need in someone who's good on Sundays.
Right.
Great locker room culture, all that stuff. But we were completely pantsed yesterday, out-coached on every level. I mean, even things like Fangio's had this defense playing really well this year, but you can tell that Foxy has like a touch on it because one thing that Fangio's people usually don't do, his players, they don't mess up on gap assignments. You've got someone who can call the defense and get them in place. They were completely out of place on that touchdown. We had I've said not one, but 4 gap assignment issues. And then, you know, Amukamura just saying like, oh, it's totally me. I'm the last level. No, it's not you. The linebackers got sucked in.
Right.
Jordy Nelson smoked Kristen Jones. Like, it's just, and that reminds me of something. So, you know, Trevathan usually calls the plays.
Right.
Right. So, when he was out, what's his name? Kwiatkowski, that's it. Kwiatkowski, right?
Yep.
So he calls the plays. For some reason, they had Christian Jones calling the formations yesterday, and the 2 times that he's done that this year, there's they shit the bed on defense. And even like when Timu stepped in a couple weeks ago, he called the plays because he knows the defense.
Right.
So clearly Christian Jones, who's been playing very well this year, just can't call the plays.
That's not a role for him.
Right, but I mean, that has got to be that's a Fangio call. Like, right. I mean, there's no way Fox is like, you know, I really want Christian to call the plays this week. So just awful. And then like the corners, like Fuller getting eaten up. I mean,
he had a terrible game.
Right, but
he's been having a great season, but he got destroyed. But you know,
they went after him every time.
They went after him, but there were some plays too, Jay, where I would go back and watch the play over, and I would count 7 seconds, 8 seconds. You can't cover.
That's what
you
I was
do
getting
that.
at.
You can't do that.
Dude,
and I don't care how good of a cornerback you are.
No.
You cannot cover even a second or third wide receiver in the NFL for 7 to 8 to 9 seconds.
Right. Which has been
He's
our
going
problem.
to get open.
Which has been our problem. And that's why the defensive backfield, for
Look
as
so good.
flawed as they
Because
are,
you were
have
getting
looked so
pressure
good
on the
because
front.
they're getting pressure.
Right.
But you know what? Hicks can't do it by himself. The guy was getting triple teamed, and he's still getting back there.
Right.
So, I just
it was
it was a poorly called game.
It was
on
a terribly
both sides
called game.
of the ball.
But you know what it was though? The Packers they coached the hell out of that game.
Right.
Because they knew exactly what Trubisky can and can't do. They knew exactly how to play him. They knew exactly to put 8 guys in the box and to go after him. They knew he would make mistakes. They knew he would slide wrong. They knew he would make wrong reads.
Yep.
They knew exactly what to do. They knew, and Clay Matthews talked about it after the game.
Yeah.
And on offense,
And he's right.
and on offense, they knew exactly how to give Hundley enough protection and allow him the right plays to make to actually have some opportunities to make plays. He made all the throws. I mean, the guy made great throws.
Like you've got Balaga. You've got your starting tackle out.
Right.
They already have people who are second or third stringers playing on the line. A center who I don't think was even a center.
Right.
But it's one of those things. Like I think twofold, because going into this game, I was already I wanted to talk to you obviously about whatever happened, the outcome, but just like the Packers in general, because I feel like Ted Thompson's past it. There's only so much to say about you've got 9 wide receivers, but the defense plays like complete shit. And I think Capers needs to go, but I think Thompson needs to go. I think a lot of things need to happen, but as usual, we come out of the bye. We're completely unprepared. It's unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
When you have an extra week to prepare
from a veteran head coach.
And that is how your team is coached and no adjustments made.
Right.
Same scheme.
See, but that's the thing, though. And I know the defense is pointed in the right direction, and they've played really well this year, and that front has played so well. But the thing about the Bears is that they're not a good team. No. And when you're not a good team and you finally get to a point where you're executing the basics and you're executing the bare minimum, for us, that's exciting because we're used to seeing crap.
Right.
But here's what you saw,
tackling,
though.
Wrapping up.
Right. But here's what you saw in this game. It was a great opportunity with extra time to prepare for the Bears to go above and beyond what they have been doing.
Well, right.
But they're not there yet. And the coaches aren't that good.
You
saw 0 adjustments from Dal Loggins.
Key division game against
that was
a
it.
team
That was a make or
without
break game for both team seasons.
And
I mean, it would have said so much about what the Bears could do this year, and it really would have buried the Packers.
Do you know how frustrating it is? I know we're used to it, but I'm so fucking sick of being used to it. But we're now in a 3-year rotation of coaches got to go. It's like, geez,
right?
Seriously. Do people understand how difficult it is to do a regime change? I mean, I know everyone's using the Rams as a template, and that's fine. But you know what? They had some pieces in place. The Rams had a very good defense that, it's just they couldn't Fisher couldn't get anything out of Goff. McVay has obviously gotten him to play.
Fisher just needed it. I mean, he needs
to go. That guy is super overrated. Right. It's like Marvin Lewis must have naked photos of somebody.
Right.
But, I genuinely do think Fox needs to go.
Right.
And one thing that kind of bums me out about it is, unless whoever comes in makes a really enticing offer to Vic, or unless he gets the job, why would he want to stay? He's not happy.
Right.
So then our defense has to start over again.
And then our offense has to start over again,
well,
too.
I know that.
It's only 1 year for Mitch, but that's fine.
Right.
Because it hasn't been, it's fine. He's a rookie,
I know the
1 year.
offense is different.
And that's fine. But, here's the thing, though, too, with Ryan Pace, he still has not hired his first head coach.
I know. That
I know he hired John Fox, but John Fox was not his hire.
That was a no-brainer.
But it's not who he wanted, though.
No. I mean, people were like, oh, yeah, that made sense.
Yeah, but it's not who he wanted.
No, I know.
It's not who he wanted. So it's going to give him another opportunity to at least stick around, obviously, and to see how draft picks can continue to progress and grow. But I mean, what is this? His third? He's had 3 drafts now.
Yeah.
And how many impact superstar players are on the team?
Superstar, none. But I mean, at the very least, skill position players this year. With Cohen. But did you notice they're not using him?
Right.
Anyone who's done anything good in the first half of the season was completely not used yesterday.
Right.
I don't know. It's.
And you know what else is sad too is that Dontrell, what's his name?
Inman.
Inman.
Man.
In
I-N-M-A-N.
In Man.
Yes.
In Man. He had a good season last year, right? But he only had like 2 or 3 catches this year, and so that's how the Bears were able to get him.
Yeah.
He got
buried on the depth chart.
Yeah.
Right?
So I mean, he's a 3rd or 4th wide receiver on a really good team. He's the best receiver
he
they
is,
have.
by far. But he biffed on that block. Like,
right.
yeah, I know.
But I mean, it's six catches out of 8 targets, I think.
Right. No, I know. But you can tell. But I mean, like,
but that's the thing. He's an actual NFL wide receiver. It's so nice to actually see one.
But like Trey McBride last week, best wide receiver on the field.
Yeah.
And he got no snaps until end of the third quarter.
One target I can remember.
And they made Josh Bellamy the number 2. Like, yeah, he caught a touchdown, but he drops everything. The guy's a special teamer. You don't make him your number 2.
Oh, I hate.
It's
I love?
Unbelievable.
My favorite wide receiver is Wheaton.
Right. Who he's finally healthy. And when did they put him in? Fourth quarter?
But he can't catch the football.
No,
how you doing? NFL wide receiver, I can't catch.
Right.
All right, then you're gonna start this week. Then that sounds like because you're fast.
Somehow, I mean, like Bellamy might have naked photos of people too.
I mean, he has great feet.
Great special teamer, but stone hands, man. Like if anyone would have dropped that bomb that he actually caught,
right?
Like you're cut. You should just be cut.
All right, I don't even know who they're playing coming up.
I don't either.
Seriously?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, maybe we'll look during one of the breaks.
I'm like nauseous.
All right, let's move on to things that were fun that we watched. What did you watch this week? Because I got into a couple new things
this week.
Did you? Okay.
Well, how far did you get through Stranger Things 2?
So that's why I was a little later getting here. Outside of my eye issue, I had to stop at Walgreens and buy contact solution because I rubbed my right eye and the contact got all goofed up, and I was trying to drive with my left eye only, and so I was like, I couldn't do anymore. Yeah. All right, I closed my eyes and just Jesus take the wheel.
Carrie Underwood was in the car, which would be sweet. That'd be sweet.
I tell my mom that whenever I pull out of my parking lot, I have to pull out on the Milwaukee Avenue, and sometimes during rush hour times, I'll sit there for anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes trying to get out of my lot.
I left your place pulling onto that street.
It's
it was
brutal.
A giant pain in the ass.
So one time I was driving, and my mom was in the passenger seat, and I'm like, Mom, how do you get out of here when you have to turn left? And she goes, oh, it's really hard, Matthew. And I'm like, you know what I do? I just close my eyes and I just hit the gas and I say, Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. And so we're coming up and we're maybe 30 or 40 feet from the edge of the parking lot, and I just gassed it. And I closed my eyes. I thought she was going to piss her pants. She's screaming and screaming and screaming. I'm like, Mom, I'm kidding. I slammed on the brakes. The back tires popped up. It was fun. She actually threw up all over the windshield. So, that's
a mom story.
So I was watching, I actually watched an episode before I came over tonight. I watched the 5th episode of Stranger Things. I'm through 5, and so I want to get back home tonight so I can watch it before I fall asleep. Here's what I saw. Hopper got rescued. They rescued Hopper even though he was underground and was being choked for like 15 minutes.
How uncomfortable did that? Well, shit. Well,
this
is a legit spoiler thing.
I don't care.
All right, no, but that makes me very uncomfortable because he's my favorite character.
Oh no, he's
in the
great.
Whole show.
I love him. So I was texting
the cigarettes thing. It's totally true.
Yeah, so I'm watching yesterday, and as I'm watching, I text Jay, and I'm like, why is it that Hopper can make like smoking look so appealing? Like he lights up. I'm like, God, I wish I had a cigarette.
Well, yeah, but like I think he's such a giant dude. It looks like he takes 3 drags, and I think he does. And
I don't know what it is, dude. But it's like we see him smoke. I want to smoke. I'm like, that guy looks really appealing.
He's just look at Mance, man. He's just like, the guy's like a giant dude, just crushing smokes. Like,
and I mean, what family did Rudy eat? Good grief! Yeah. What's up, Porker? Holy cow!
Well, yeah.
I wonder if it's just for they're like, all right, you want the role? You got to put on 40 pounds.
It was cool to see him though.
It was neat. Yeah. It was neat. I saw his name in the opening credit, and I was like, oh, I didn't know Rudy was in this.
Dude, I think he's good in it.
No,
too.
He's great.
Like
he's
he
really
nailed
good.
the role.
Bob the Brain.
Yeah, he nailed the role.
He's great. The pork bastard, that little kid Will. Good grief, man.
Seriously.
So I finally get to the end. So the end of 5 is when they rescue Hopper, and those dudes come down in the hazmat suit, and they start blowtorching the place, and then Will drops, and you're like, this poor kid.
Right.
This poor kid. Although my favorite storyline, though, I love Lucas putting the moves on Mad Max.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's smooth.
Yeah.
I love it. How about Lucas's dad's mustache?
Yes.
When the paper drops?
Oh, my gosh.
What do you do when mom's wrong? Well, your mother's never wrong.
Oh, man.
What's up, Lando? I mean, it was smooth.
There are
great.
some weird things in there, and if you don't watch it, watch it. And you know what? I think they nailed it. Like it's some shows, it's hard for them to come out of like season 1 strong.
Right.
I think it's great.
No, it's great
because it makes me want to watch the next episode.
Yeah,
like
I don't want to stop.
Yep. It's
once you start,
very,
you don't want to
very
stop. And Dustin, that kid, he's great this season. I mean, just the foul mouth, all the language all the time from this kid, and that stupid pet he had, Dart,
the creeper brother.
Oh yeah,
jeez,
yeah, that's a bad hair.
Oh man,
real bad hair.
Yeah, but it's amazing. Like, just wait till you get a little.
Oh really?
In. Oh yeah, it gets. Better. Well, it gets better with that guy.
Nancy's Bo Steve, that hair, a flock of seagulls called, man. Like, what is up?
No, it gets so much better.
Really,
with that
really
dude.
good. Yeah, so really enjoying that. So hopefully I can knock at least one or two more out. Maybe if not finish that tonight, how long I can stay up. I also watched the first 2 episodes of season 9 of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
All right, I need to watch the show.
Okay, dude, it's hysterical.
I know it's funny.
I mean, it's so funny and it's so good.
God, man, we always like start things. I'm like, I have like 9 shows that I need to watch that
I haven't. I wasn't watching it, obviously, only watching 2 episodes. And every week I would see Harry at work. He would always tell me, "Oh, hey, here's what Larry David did this week," and he would tell me. And
he
is
super funny, man.
He's so funny. So I started that. I started Stranger Things, and I watched one movie this week. I watched Get Out.
Oh, the one that's on HBO, right?
Yes, it's out. It's free now, so I finally watched it.
It's like our guy, Bradley's in it. He's the dad, right?
Yes, man. What a creepy premise to this movie. So white chick dates black guys to bring them to her house.
Is it
who ends up
Brian Williams' daughter, the hottie from that stupid girl show?
Oh, it might be because she's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's good.
So her whole thing. So her part in this creepy family is she dates a black guy to bring him to her house. They end up, the mom hypnotizes the black guy. The dad sells the black guy into slavery after like giving him like a lobotomy. It is really, really creepy. And it's like, wow, like you got there's something wrong with your brain to like have this kind of like racist process to write it and to come up with the story.
What the fuck?
But dude, I'll tell you what though, man, I love it because it's very entertaining. The protagonist wins in the end. So, you're always cheering for the good guy.
Yeah.
And there is one of the best kill scenes of all movies, and it's our guy Bradley Whitford.
Oh,
the way he dies, death by deer antler, is absolutely amazing.
By the way, if just in case you didn't know, and I feel like we're starting now, this is going to be called the Batacola and Ferrari Discuss Everything / spoiler show.
Yeah, it's fine.
You've now given the entire synopsis and
Dude,
how our guy dies.
The movie's been out in a theater.
All right.
It's been available to rent.
Yeah.
People can watch movies and download them and get them for free everywhere and do anything they want. This just came out on cable for free.
True.
It's been plenty of time. If you haven't seen it, you weren't going to see it. I deliberately wait until it's free. Yeah. Because that's what I do.
Yeah, I do.
Because I'm a terrible moviegoer.
I do that too. I don't go to a theater.
Well, I go and I leave an hour before it ends because, like we saw Thor last week. And I still need to see the final end of it. But dude, it was a great movie. I mean, just thoroughly entertaining. And I don't watch movies to critique them. I watch them to be entertained.
Right.
I was thoroughly entertained.
We're not reviewers.
Very entertained.
I did get a chance to watch Bleed for This, which was outstanding.
Wasn't it great?
Really, really good, man.
That's when I started a little after 10 o'clock, and before I know it's after midnight, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I stayed up to watch it, but it was great.
I love when, and I was reading some articles about it after, because I was curious about the process. I always like, when someone has to transform themselves that much, I always like to hear kind of about the process and how hesitant everyone was when, Miles Teller was suggested. Dude, crushed it. It's a very, very good movie. If you haven't
I thought he
seen
did great. Yeah, he was absolutely great. And I was going to look it up, but his trainer, Aaron Eckhart, is that his name?
The actor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That the hairline they gave him.
I know.
For that.
You brought this up.
Oh
I
was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know.
I was like,
no, but him,
the
guy's
great.
usually in great shape, and he was just like, they made him like fat, and I feel like he's probably like, this is awesome, like this is
fat, terrible hairline. Yeah,
he always wore like bad gimmick shirts.
Oh yeah, alcohol, fall down drunk.
Yeah. No, it's an excellent movie.
I love when he gets arrested with another DUI. Don't do it.
Don't
when he goes to his car.
He just does it. I know. It's like, dude. I mean, we're like, don't do it.
Right. Oh man,
You're sitting at home yelling at him.
Well, I'm glad you watched it. That's good. I loved it. I thought it was good.
And then, so apparently, you watched this also. I watched The Secret in Their Eyes, also on Showtime.
Wanted to see that when it was out in the theaters, and I finally saw it when it first became free.
I didn't even know it went to the theater.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a great cast.
Well, yeah. Anything with Kidman in it, I'll probably check out. But it was really weird, and I was right about probably 3/4 of it, and then about like 3/4 in, I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen, and then it happened. Like, it's not like a deep thinker, and you're not gonna be wrong if you're paying attention.
Right.
But like, It was pretty good. It was pretty
Entertaining.
good. And because sometimes movies that are subpar, if they do have like a solid cast, they can like kind of pull it off.
Right.
Not amazing by any means, but it was entertaining. It was like towards the end, I was kind of like, all right, let's wrap it up.
It's worth a free watch.
Yes, true. So if you have Showtime, Bleed for This, and Secret in Their Eyes are both available on Showtime on demand.
Now, what is The House? You told me that.
The House
I didn't look it up. I
is
forgot.
the movie with Will Ferrell and
that's
Amy Poehler.
where they run a casino or something. Okay.
And Trish and I watched it on Friday, and
it was
we
funny.
were laughing
Really?
our asses off.
All right.
It's one of the those two.
Right.
So it's like hard for it not to be funny. We laughed from beginning to end. Like it was so funny. And then
All
the
right, I'll check it
outtakes,
out.
they're always good, but just the concept, just think of those two, but they're like nerdy parents who all of a sudden run a casino and just like turn into like pimps.
Okay.
Like it's super funny.
All right.
It's hard for those two not to be funny, and it was super funny. Last thing, if you have Amazon Prime, which I do, almost every football life from the NFL Network is on Amazon Prime now.
Okay.
I probably watched like 14 of them in a row. Like I just couldn't stop.
Don't watch it consistently. Every time I watch, it's fantastic.
Yep.
So there's no other way to describe
my
it.
favorite one, and there's all like the marquee people, the people that you would expect and stuff. But my favorite one was the Christian Okoye one. So good.
Really?
So good because, other than him coming into the league, being the Nigerian nightmare, disappearing from the league, like who the hell knew anything about him?
Right.
Great story. The guy was like an Olympic hopeful, a discus thrower, and like he didn't get his Olympic chance and was like, screw it, and then became a football player. Never played football in his life.
Wow.
So, and he was a beast.
Oh, he was a beast.
So
he was great in technical
but it's
ball,
like
too.
a really, really, him and Bo, really good
right.
stuff.
Good. All right. So we're going to do something a little different here in the end of first segment. Our normally rapid fire questions in segment 3. We're going to do a little bit different this week, and we're going to have those right now to wrap out segment number 1. So we have 5 questions each. We're going to fire them off at each other and answer as quickly as possible. Here's question number 1 for you, Jay. Who is your favorite superhero and why?
Superman, because I've watched that movie more times than anything, and I used to dress like him all the time and wear the pajamas under my clothes when I would go out.
Mine is Iron Man because of Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. Absolutely love it. Iron Man 3 sucked balls, which is why I re-ranked my superhero movies, putting the Thor movies above Iron Man. Only because Iron Man 3.
But you're basing them on movies?
On the movies, yeah.
Okay.
But Iron Man's my favorite superhero.
Well, I mean, I don't know that the Christopher Reeve ones were amazing, but those are the ones we grew up on,
Yeah, no, but they grew up on.
Well,
so
actually,
Superman,
and the newer ones have been crap.
Oh, they've been terrible.
Let's go back.
Yeah, that Batman, when Batman did Superman, that was awful. Or when Batman met Superman,
I was gonna say,
what's it called?
Yeah, that sounds like some kind of a prison movie.
they met at a deli and Batman did a fake orgasm for Superman.
Oh boy, yeah.
I'll have what he's eating.
Oh boy.
Is that kryptonite?
If your life were a movie, what would the title be?
Oh boy. It would have something along the lines of like
mine would be.
Yeah, like How to Ruin Your Life in 10 Easy Steps. I mean, something like that.
Or like 4 Easy Steps.
Right, or 2. Right.
Oh, God. What would my...
Or that or Forrest Rump because of my juicy booty.
Yeah, no. McCaffrey wouldn't let me bring back the porno segment from the show. He's like, dude, we've already done it. I'm like, come on, man.
Forrest Rump?
Foreskin Gump. Or Forrest Hump. Mine would be Sarcastic Fury.
All right.
I feel like that fits.
Number 2, what is the strangest thing you have ever eaten?
I'm trying to think of anything like weird. I've eaten I went to New Orleans years ago, and like a lot of the things on the menu were hearts.
Man? Oh yeah,
hearts. Okay. I've eaten
heart's good.
Some different animal hearts.
I've had a pig eyeball. That was the strangest thing and the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten. That was terrible.
I did watch someone eat like what's it called? The oysters. They're basically balls.
Oh,
something oysters.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, see, we're changing things up. Well, I can still not know things. All right, you're up.
No, you're up.
Oh,
that was
up?
Mine. Yep.
Wait, that was okay. God, I've got to consolidate this. consolidate.
We should change the name from rapid fire to
we're old and I forget shit.
Moderately paced fire.
How about? Yes, we'll change it. Oh yeah, we didn't need to call it rapid fire. We could just say Q&A.
Moderately paced fire.
If you could go back to school, which major would you choose?
Oh, law.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'd become a lawyer. That's what I would do. A trial lawyer.
I think education.
Really?
Yeah.
Teach?
Yeah.
I could see that. You'd be a good teacher. Number 3, if you could trade lives with anyone for a day, who and why?
Dave Grohl.
Oh, nice. That's a good answer.
That's got a good life, man.
For me, and not necessarily President Trump, but the president, whoever the current president. I would like to be president for a day.
I did. You know what? Okay. I do.
And just because I like to see what that would be like, because I think that would just be completely like. I always picture there's like zero downtime, except for this guy. He's got Twitter and TV and but I just seem like there'd be zero. Yeah.
No, it's. I mean,
I would love to do it one day.
You know, the West Wing. I mean, because they brought people in from the White House. Like that is a pretty accurate representation of like the guy you just.
I love that, dude. That not like
Oh,
nonstop, just fast paced. I would love that.
Well, here, you know what? I was on the fence about this, but now that you asked that, so. God, and I hate it. Is it the current one or the president in general? If you could ask the president one question, what would it be?
If I could ask the president one question, what would it be?
Let's not do the current one because mine would be like, "Where's your helmet?"
Or why are you racist? Ask a president one question. Oh, I would probably ask. I would ask the president. Oh, I would probably ask if like one of these conspiracy theories were true. It's like I would go down that route.
So
like
that was
one
my
of those
number
areas.
one.
Yeah.
Like, is there a secret book? And
right.
Can you please tell me about all this shit?
Right.
Mine would probably be like what. People obviously run on things, and then generally because of whoever's in Congress and the House, they're not able to get these things done. But I would be really curious as to like going in, what initiative, like what thing did you run on that was the absolute most important thing to you, and like what did you do?
You were going to get it done, like no matter what.
Yes, like you had 20 things going in that you ran on.
No compromise on this one.
That you're like, I need this to happen. Because I'd be curious, because like a lot of times they can't do it, they can't get it done. But it's not just them.
Right.
It's usually not them at all. Like they come up with
generally not.
Yes.
All right, number 4. Describe yourself in three words. 3 words.
Funny, tired. I was gonna say smart ass, but that's 2 words. Yeah.
You can hyphenate it.
Smart dash ass.
Yep.
There you go.
I would be
I'm tired. Current, like right now or in life?
Yeah.
Right now.
Funny.
I still feel kind of funny. I'm tired, and I'm definitely a smart ass.
Funny, outgoing, and stubborn.
Yeah. Okay, we can throw that in there. We can replace smart ass with stubborn.
To a fault.
It's true. I'm too stubborn to say it.
Yep. You just did. It's a good first step.
All right. So is this R4?
Your 4th one right here.
If you could time travel,
moderately paced fire.
No, if you could time travel, would you go to the past or the future?
Ooh, I would go to. Oh, I would probably go to the past.
Me too, but not my past.
No.
Like way before me.
Yeah, I think I'd probably like to go to the past, and I'd like to see my parents' interaction in dating and then how they got married.
Yeah, I definitely would
I'd like to see them together hanging out.
I definitely would want to just go hang out with JFK or go further and like hang out with like the forefathers of the country.
Which
like,
4?
Oh yeah, just forefathers. Some guy named Steve. Like, I don't know. All right, your number 5.
Number 5.
Paced question.
Moderately paced fire. Do you have a song that reminds you of a relationship?
You know what? I guess more like when the song would remind me of or like be I don't know significant at the time, but there aren't songs that I like hear now and I'm like like I don't know. It kind of like it's that scenario.
Was there a song that you hear that brings you back to either like a relationship or a date or something significant.
More like for me, if I hear those songs, it'll bring me back to a period of time where I may or may not have been dating someone. You know, I just think of like the time. So like high school, college, right after school. Like it doesn't make me like think of a person specifically.
Yeah,
not really.
There was a Faith Hill song called "Let Me Let Go" that was I heard it right after a girlfriend and I broke up. Where like it was on the same time I drank like 7 bottles of Pinot Grigio, and then like went to the lodge and ordered Pinot Grigio. So when I hear that song, I think of that white wine incident.
Well, you know, we had some white wine in Madison, Wisconsin, and we also have a box of Pinot Grigio in our refrigerator right now.
All right, your last question in moderately paced fire.
If you could get away with a crime, what would it be?
Oh, murder.
Really?
Oh, hell yeah.
Who are you killing?
I don't know. I just want to see what it's like to kill someone.
All right. Mine is definitely like robbing the shit out of a bank. just all the banks. I want all the money because then I don't have to work. I could take care of my family.
Robbing the shit out of the bank.
Shit out of a bank. At least a bank.
All right, that's moderately paced fire. He's Ferrari. I'm Abaticola. This is episode 15, Tuba Donkey, or Tuna Donkey. Jesus.
It's both.
Oh, for the love of God. Tuba Donkey. It's episode 15. We're brought to you by Mickey Finn's, Lake County's oldest brew pub, 345 North Milwaukee Avenue. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Mickey Finn's Brewery. Live entertainment every weekend. You go there on Facebook to find out what's happening. November 25th, my guys, Modern Day Romeos, are going to be there. That is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, after Turkey Day holiday. I will be there celebrating and enjoying Modern Day Romeos at Mickey Finn's. Segment 2 coming up. That's So Wisconsin. Funny stories, dumb criminals, dumb apps. It's the AFDE show. Abaticola, Ferrari, discuss everything.
Get out.
All right, welcome back in. Episode 15. It's Tuba Donkey, Abaticola, Ferrari, discuss everything. Thanks for downloading. Of course, we are brought to you by our good friends over at Mickey Finn's, Lake County's original brew pub, 345 North Milwaukee Avenue in Libertyville. And segment 2, we always start you off with That's So Wisconsin. We find something good, a story that's entertaining or encouraging or uplifting from the great state of Wisconsin. And
well,
it is
sometimes.
It is this one is very uplifting, and it is brought to us by Will's Northwoods Inn.
3030 North Racine in the Lakeview neighborhood. All right, so as usual for these, just reading the title, you could just kind of like wrap it up. You don't even need to say more, but title of this one is Man Jailed After Throwing a Beer at Bartender for Changing Black Sabbath to Christmas Music.
All right.
I love it. And this was in Madison. Good old Madison, Wisconsin.
Your hometown.
Let's settle down with the hometown crap.
On a day of much sadness, we have a hero to report about, Christopher Gambach. He was in a Madison, Wisconsin bar enjoying the soothing sounds of Black Sabbath while enjoying a refreshing beverage at the Farm Tavern bar, when the music was suddenly shifted by the bartender from the Godfathers of Metal to Christmas music. Now, Gambach was not having it and proceeded to throw a beer bottle at the bartender and promptly left the establishment.
Like, he didn't just, what did it say? He, like, crushed his Budweiser and whipped it, but he didn't, like, stick around. He's just like, fuck this, I'm out.
I'm out of here.
That's out. I'm out.
So he chugged his glass bottle of Budweiser beer, slammed it down on the counter, according to this press release.
Oh, it was a female bartender.
He threw a bottle in the direction of the female bartender at her head after he yelled expletives at her, the release stated. Other patrons in the bar, they prevented Gambach from going behind the counter as he circled the bar with his fist clenched. According to the release, his uncle eventually intervened and directed him out the door. He left the bar, but pulled down a Christmas tree and broke several delicate ornaments, according to police.
I kind of like this
guy.
Got
out of hand.
Kind of like this guy.
Whoa, that escalated quickly.
Man. They're listening to Iron Man, and all of a sudden it's like, Melikaliki Mukto.
Well,
that's it.
When you see the picture, too, of Christopher Gambach,
he's a handsome man.
If I were to ask you, describe a guy that would sit at a bar, listen to Black Sabbath, get angry when Christmas music is turned on, throw his beer bottle at the bartender, rip down a Christmas tree and break ornaments on his way out, you would exactly describe what this guy looks like.
But we just what's this? The website though? Look at the website. Or it's
metalinjunction.net.
Metalinjunction.net.
So we thank that for their first reference on the AFDE show, metalinjunction.net.
Last sentence, but we just like to refer to him as an American hero.
Yep, that's it. And you know the Light 93.9 started playing Christmas music early last week.
Bugs me.
It's I think maybe the 6th or the 7th.
At the very least, after Thanksgiving or something, man. Like
settle
down.
I'm not gonna lie. I took a station off my presets and I added 93.9 just now for the Christmas music.
Such a douche.
And I was so excited,
God.
so I turned it on for the first time last week, and I got Dean Martin's "Baby It's Cold Outside," one of my favorites.
All right, that's fine.
That was on, so that was the first one.
I don't know. Like it doesn't. Does it make you like excited about Christmas? Like
it does. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'll turn it on when the boys are in the car with me because they like it. It makes them excited.
Well,
that's why.
It's different, but I'm not like driving around listening to it myself. Like it just doesn't.
I do, and I'm not gonna lie to you. There are times throughout the course of the year, and it might even be June or July, I'll hum or sing a Christmas song in the car that pops in my head.
Yeah, Mariah Carey, right?
Mariah Carey or whatever I think about.
Do you watch?
You know what's Christmas? Funny on a like a really hot, humid day, like 95, 100 degrees out, like humidity over 100. I'll sing in my car. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I'll think of it.
I think you've actually created a way for me to throw something at a bartender and pull down a Christmas tree. Look, 95. I'm already just sweating.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you watch White Christmas?
No. See, I don't watch Christmas movies though. Like the traditional ones.
Yeah.
I don't get into those. And especially
I just really like
black and white
Christmas
ones. Yeah. Is it black and white?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't watch black and white movies.
It's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah.
White Christmas?
Yes.
Is that Bing Crosby? Or
Yes.
Is that okay?
And Danny Kaye.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
What's the one that everyone watches?
Christmas Story?
No, that's
the one where they played for 24 hours.
Yeah. Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
They keep it. Never saw it.
I don't like it.
And black and white.
Right. Well, I've watched the new version.
Yeah, my mom said it comes in color now, but it doesn't matter. It was
Yeah. Nah, I don't know.
You keep it.
I don't watch a ton of them, but I mean, like, sometimes, when you go to Netflix and all of a sudden there's the holiday category.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so bad. My parents watch like, I'll go there and they're like, oh, this one will be good. I'm like, no, because it's like actors that were popular in like 94 who don't have any jobs, so now they're making like Lifetime Christmas movies.
Right.
It's so bad.
Right. It's like Home for the Holidays starring Kevin Sorbo.
Dude, I would totally watch that. No, it's Hercules Christmas. I would watch the shit. You'd watch that. I would totally watch that.
Hank's my son because he'll watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas any time of the year. Anytime. Doesn't matter. He'll ask for it.
The cartoon or the weird
cartoon.
Jim Carrey? Yeah, I was going to say that one probably freaks him out.
Abigail likes the Jim Carrey one.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of either, actually.
I don't mind it.
I don't like the cartoon one. I don't like the real one. Elf. That's I'll watch that 10 or 15 times during the holidays. I'll watch Elf over and over again.
I've definitely watched that when it's not the holidays.
Well, we thank
that and Christmas Vacation because that's one of my favorite movies
of all time.
I love that movie.
We thank Christopher Gambach for throwing a beer bottle at a female bartender for Christmas music. That, of course, was That's So Wisconsin, and it's brought to us by our friends at Will's Northwoods Inn.
At 3030 North Racine, and you can find more information about specials and everything they have going on. Probably some fun Christmas shenanigans at www.willsnorthwoodsinn.com.
All right, before we get into our funny stories, real quick, I want to throw this at you. I saw this GQ. They have their 2017 cover stories, which are their People of the Year, and they usually have multiple cover stories and multiple People of the Year. Colin Kaepernick is GQ's Citizen of the Year for 2017. Stephen Colbert is GQ's Bad Hombre of the Year.
I like it.
Now, the Wonder Woman, the actress Wonder Woman.
Gail Gadot.
Is it Gadot? So it is Gadot?
It is in my mind.
So it's Gal Gadot or Gadot. I apologize, Wonder Woman.
Fine. Let's call her Gal Gadot.
It's fine, whatever. I have no idea.
Yeah. She's just Gail hot.
Yeah, super hot. She's GQ's Wonder Woman of the Year. You saw that she refuses to do a Wonder Woman franchise unless Brett Ratner, the producer, director guy who is accused of sexual harassment, is out.
Yeah.
She says she will not do it unless he's out. And you cannot cast anyone else as Wonder Woman. You can't do it. You can't do it.
You can't replacing anyone in those roles.
Right.
It's
so
just odd.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, they did Batman so many years that were just so. I know you were a big Val Kilmer fan. Of Batman.
Oh yeah, the best.
And
I like the crotch and the weird nipple shots, like in the uniforms.
Their fourth and final person of the year is Kevin Durant. He's GQ's champion of the year. So each one of these individuals gets a cover dedicated to them in a cover story. So I thought that was just pretty interesting.
I like
some of the people. And I thought the Colin Kaepernick thing was interesting.
I like Cap getting some love, man. He should.
GQ Citizen of the Year. So we have some funny stories for you, as we always do every week. And I guess we could just say stories from the mirror. Because that's what we're getting.
Hey, man, I'm going to keep doing it until I go there and I'm like, wow, there's nothing funny on that.
Right.
Again, as we read headlines of the stories, they're pretty solid by themselves. This one is called Police Forced to Stop Interrogating Suspect After He Continually Farts Replies.
Read that again. It's
Police Forced to Stop Interrogating Suspect After He Continually, in all caps, farts replies.
You want to read the story or no?
I can't see it.
Do we even need to? Sean Sykes Jr. was being interviewed for intent to sell drugs and being in possession of a firearm in Kansas City, Missouri, but cops couldn't exactly get a straight answer from him. Police were forced to bring their interrogation with the suspect on drugs and gun charges to a swift end after he continually replied to their questions with farts. Sean Sykes Jr. was being questioned on intent to sell cocaine and being in possession of a firearm in Kansas City when the bizarre incident occurred. In his report, which emerged at court on Monday
he totally looks like he's cutting ass right there.
For a different crime, the detective interviewing the 24-year-old wrote, Mr. Sykes leaned to one side of his chair and released a loud fart before answering the address. Mr. Sykes continued to be flatulent, and I ended the interview.
We don't need to read anymore. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna pass out.
So scroll down. Let me see if there's more. Come on. I gotta see if there's more. Mr. Sykes denied the accusations and no charges were filed following the interrogation in September. However, he was taken back into custody this month after being found in possession of a stolen firearm. Police searched a car containing Sykes only to find a .357 Magnum. It smelled like ass in the car. Police also found marijuana and crack cocaine inside his vehicle. Mr. Sykes is currently held in custody until a bond can be set.
I just love that the first interrogation, he just rips ass the whole time, and they're like, no.
Hi, so Mr. Sykes here. Where were you on the night of July 3rd, huh?
Like, no charges.
That's enough out of your ass.
No, but the guy literally gets away after farting his responses. And then, dumb criminals. The guy gets busted again.
All right, Mr. Sykes. Yeah. Tell me, who's your drug dealer? That's it. I can't do it.
Oh, man.
All right, here, pull up the other one here. I saw this one. This was funny from The Sun. These were just a gallery of notes that people left for various reasons. I'm going to just share a couple of these with you. One, some person hit another person's car. And they took a piece of notebook paper and they wrote, I hit your car, I'm sorry.
I saw this headline.
There's only a scratch on the back left panel, but because you look rich, I'm not leaving my number, sorry.
That's good.
Here's a stop sign, and people in this community taped a sign to the stop sign. It says, Dear drug dealer, please find a new neighborhood to sell your drugs. Sincerely the Hebron community.
Dear drug dealer.
All right. Here's one that a group of neighbors left on someone's door, their front door. A group of your neighbors wish to announce that the one-way frosty glass in your bathroom is facing the wrong way. Here was an individual that left their car in an area they were not supposed to leave, a parked car. There was a note under the windshield, Dear officer, I'm sorry, I had to go poop.
Well, yeah, we just appreciate the poop.
All right, here was a note that a patron, a customer at a restaurant left for, apparently, and I'm reading the story, a very openly gay server. Okay. Was waiting on this table, on this couple, and the gentleman, the husband, and the couple left a note on the back of the bill for the bartender or for the server. When you wait a table, look at both people, not just my wife, in capital letters. Have a nice day. So apparently felt very threatened by an openly gay server.
Oh. Wow.
Wait, there's one more I wanted to find for you here. This was
moderately paced funny stories.
Yeah. Oh, here's one. You might appreciate this. This was a note that a young woman received in class. She's a college student at a community college. To the hottie in class, did you just sit in a pile of sugar because you have a pretty sweet ass? Signed, guy in blue shirt.
That guy's got some balls, man. That's
Isn't that great?
I wonder how that worked out.
I don't think very well.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is the one I wanted. Dear neighbor, I want to go ahead and apologize for the awkwardness of this note. However, after a few weeks of being woken up in the odd hours of the night and being tired for work the next day, I felt I must write this. It would be a really great idea if you would please tighten the screws on your bed. Unfortunately, when you're in bed and it is in use, it's very loud. And by doing so, it would keep the bed from creaking and keep the headboard from banging against the wall. I used to have this issue with an old roommate in college. So all we did was tighten the screws and we moved the bed away from the wall a bit so the headboard wouldn't hit. If you wouldn't mind going to this trouble, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And once again, I apologize for the awkward note, but I had to ask. Sincerely, your neighbor. Like, what would you do if you woke up one day at your apartment door and there was a note attached to the front door of your apartment with that note?
I'd be proud, I guess.
High five somebody.
All right,
look at this note.
Chest bump someone.
All right, what story you got here?
Yeah. Again, title or headline. Sheep.
We know it's foreign.
Yeah, sheep are able to with the recognize celebrity faces study shows. So I mean, this
we don't
one,
even need to read the story.
Right. Honestly, I'm just gonna. I'll just give you the gist.
Great.
So someone did a study first to see how sheep were in terms of being able to remember, like the farmers, their owners' faces.
Sure.
And they were. I mean, I don't know
what they're shepherds.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what a sheep's intelligence level is.
Never thought of it.
Wait, is it sheep's or is it sheep? Is it one? That's not one of those, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, all right. Whatever.
Sheep's,
goats,
sheepses.
No, I don't know if they're there's no. I don't think it's deers. It's deer, right? So anyway,
call them ships.
Sheepises. So they decided to do something where they were shown celebrity faces and they remembered it. I just.
Like what? Who
funds these studies?
Research cancer,
right?
Research heart disease.
Something that helps society, other than your sheep being able to know who Brad Pitt is.
Right.
Like, that is just
research
dumb.
Autism. I mean, epilepsy.
Yeah, I didn't find this funny. I just found it dumb.
Yeah.
So
waste of time.
There we go.
All right. And speaking of dumb, we move on to this week's dumb criminal, and you're gonna like this one.
I like them all.
Yep. So if you go to Bud Light's website,
oh boy,
it describes their beverage.
Wait, the actual?
Yep.
Okay.
Describes their beverage, a canned Strawberita, as a mix.
Oh, those are so bad.
As a mix of two favorites: great strawberry margarita taste with the refreshment of Bud Light Lime.
Yeah, they're bad.
Now, does that sound like something worth going to jail for? That's where Kevin Grinnell was sent after allegedly breaking through a glass door to get one. State police say the Mayfield man not only smashed through a convenience store cooler to grab a 25-ounce Strawberita, but was found by state troopers sitting outside the store sipping the sugary beer margarita mix.
It's like his celebratory dance.
State police say Grinnell, 32, bashed in the cooler door at the Fast Track convenience store in Valley Mills to swipe a cold Strawberita can, charged with petty larceny and misdemeanor criminal mischief. Grinnell was arraigned in Mayfield Town Court and sent to Fulton County Jail after failing to post $500 bail. The criminal mischief charge is punishable by up to a year in jail.
Wow. It's like that, what did that asshat that got locked in the cooler drink? It was like a tall boy of Ice House and...
Yeah, something I've never heard of before.
Like if you're gonna, I don't know, if I'm gonna break in and be like, hey, do they have like a rare Pappy Van Winkle? I'm not gonna go in there and get a fucking can of strawberry.
But you're also not gonna walk outside the door of the store and sit out there and drink.
Yeah, that's literally like just a spike. You get in the end zone, just spike the ball.
Right.
Just go lay out there.
I'm gonna commit a crime and then wait here for the police to walk past me.
By the way, those are like 8-ounce cans. You're just sitting out there with like an 8-ounce can.
No, this was a tall boy. This was a 25 ouncer. Oh. Yeah, so they're because that's how manly they are.
That is a can.
24 is not good enough. That is a strawberry.
That's a can of diabetes.
You need to eat. That's what it says.
Strawberry diabetes.
Can o diabetes.
Wilford Brimley approves.
All right, so that's our dumb criminal, Kevin Grinnell, and we do appreciate his contribution to the show, which leads us into this week's edition of Dumb Apps with Jason Ferrari.
All right. Well, I don't know. This week I'm gonna do the 5 I found. Moving forward, we're gonna cut down.
You're gonna limit it down.
Yeah. Okay. But I just because as I'm reading these again, I can't hold it until next week. It sounds like I have to pee. Man, Matt sees these for the first time when we do this. Yeah. And
I might download number 3.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time ranking, but
don't even rank them. Just read them because these are
All right, first one: aggravate nails on chalkboard. Like, I would probably want to punch somebody. I don't know. This might where Matt said he would want to get away with murder. Like, this would drive me nuts. This app makes it so that when you drag your fingers across the screen, it sounds like fingernails on a chalkboard. Wow. Just, oh God, that'd be bad. This one's insane. Actually, the next 2 are insane. No, the next 3 are insane. The last one's ridiculous. The next 3 are insane. Finger cut is number 2. It amounts to a spinning, loudly buzzing circular saw set against a dark background, which you touch, put your finger on the screen. It sends copious showers of blood hemorrhaging from your fingertip or fingertips to a grisly strain of slashing and spattering sounds. The saw will lacerate any number of digits you care to dissect at once. And if you invert or shake your iPad, the vivid red, exasquinations?
Okay.
All right. Well, that's a new word. Yay. Cascade helter-skelter across the screen. Finger cut.
Finger cut. All right. This third one I might download.
iMussolini gives you access to a complete database of audio, video, and text from Italy's notorious dictator. So they got some bad press, obviously, because it's iMussolini, wow. And this is serious. In the aftermath of this app's controversial Italian release, the developer hastily promised to develop a more pacifist app called iGandhi.
Wow.
Dude, I looked it up. It's not a joke. I thought it was fake. Nope, it's real. Wow. iMussolini.
That's great.
It probably doesn't exist anymore, but I mean, you really needed to hear about it. Okay, so Respect My Authority is number 4. And this is something where it allows you to pull an image of a police badge on your screen and flash it to people. My guess, and I read a little bit more about it, is you're not a cop or a law enforcement agent of any kind.
Right.
So this basically would allow you to, I don't know, be a civilian, do like what's it called, like a civilian arrest,
right.
Or a
citizen arrest.
Yes. Yeah, and get your ass kicked or shot. So probably don't use Respect My Authority. This one is just fun. It's a theme. We haven't really done a lot of poop stories, so I feel like I had to throw this one in. It's called Soft Serve Poop Machine. The user has access to vital controls and can manipulate the curvature, length, and thickness to create something truly wonderful.
Wow.
So it's basically like a soft serve machine, but with poop.
Oh, my God. That's great. There you go. That is this week's edition of Dumb Apps with Jason Ferrari. And this is episode number 15. It's Tuba Donkey, a Baticola Ferrari discuss everything. We'll take a brief time out. Back for segment 3. We've got some really hysterical tweets from parents this week. Huffington Post, we thank you and love you. We're brought to you by Mickey Finn's, Lake County's oldest brew pub, located at 345 North Milwaukee Avenue in Libertyville.
I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now. Flew me to places I've never been. No
welcome back in. Episode 15. It's Tuba Donkey, a Batacola Ferrari Discuss Everything. We're brought to you by Mickey Finn's, Lake County's original brew pub at 345 North Milwaukee Avenue in Libertyville. And we start off segment 3 with our best tweets of the week. And, of course, mine come to us from the Huffington Post. These are the funniest tweets from parents this week, according to the Huffington Post. And our first one, Jay, is from @mymamalog. My mamalog.
All right.
Me. OMG, will these kids just leave me alone? Also me. Weeps at a commercial where kid leaves for college.
You said these were funny, right?
Yeah, no, these are the funniest tweets from parents this week. These are this week's funniest from Huffington Post.
All right.
This is from @life@Tiffany's. It's amazing how much of parenthood is spent eating delicious things in secret.
Is it weird that right when you said that, I started thinking of Breakfast at Tiffany's song?
Well, yeah, that's not weird at all.
All right.
Yep. Here is one from @Simon C. Holland. Let's get married and have kids. So instead of happy hour, you can explain inversely proportional graphs while I clean up this slime disaster.
Wow. Not funny, but pretty intelligent, actually. I'm a little surprised by the verbiage fired off in that tweet.
Here's one from @CopyMama. My 4-year-old just asked me if I was there when we went to Disney 6 weeks ago for 5 days. So I'm obviously making a huge impact in her life.
All right, that one's pretty
That
good.
was pretty funny.
Yeah.
No, there was a couple good ones.
Yeah, no, but not none of the ones you've read so far you thought were funny, right?
No.
Okay. Other than that one.
That was good.
Yeah.
Here's one from @Ramblin' Ma. Friend, what's it like to have kids? Me, sings Wheels on the Bus on repeat, replacing all the words with but. These are the funniest tweets this week from parents, according to the Huffington Post.
We need to reach out to Huffington Post because I know they care that we do this.
Here is @CheeseBoy22. You know you're truly a parent when you are required to show the pictures in the book you are reading to the stuffed animals in the room. Here's @KateWould-Have-It. Hi, hello, how's your Saturday morning? Okay, I'll go first. We made it halfway to school before my kid asked why he had to go an extra day.
Okay. Dude. I'm just laughing at your face.
Here's one from Effing Handbook. @Effing Handbook. Yes, that is the name.
Oh, it's got to be in the parent tweets.
@Effing Handbook.
Like
Shout out.
EFFING?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Shout out to school music teachers everywhere who made a choice in life to get trapped in a room with 25 kids learning to play the recorder.
Ooh.
You know, here's what the great thing about these the funniest tweets this week from parents at a Huffington Post. You know, they've expanded tweets now. So, yeah.
Oh, dude, I love it.
So we're gonna get even
280,
longer.
man, 280.
We're gonna get even longer.
We're gonna
tweets
get like
from
funniest
parents.
paragraphs from parents.
Funniest stories
There
from
we go.
parents.
You just made me think of something. Those flute things.
The
You
recorders.
just said record. Oh, God.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
That's the only reason why that was even kind of funny in my brain because
Oh,
I
my
immediately
God.
thought of the Jurassic Park one. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
If you guys don't know what this is, on YouTube there are these these hilarious videos where people like do their version of like either major songs or the ones that are more hilarious. Are the movie
movie ones.
music.
Yeah, search
like
Jurassic
Star Wars
Park
and
recorder.
Stuff. Yeah, recorder.
Just
And
do
it's
that right now.
It's just like flute solos.
Right.
No, don't do it right now.
Well, when
Listen
the
to
show's
rest of our
over,
show
yeah.
and then do it.
All right, now here are a couple that I thought were kind of funny. I don't necessarily think laugh out loud funny, but maybe smile.
All right.
This is from @FatherWithTwins. I call my son's bathroom the hotel because after they use a towel once, they just throw it on the floor.
Yeah.
Thought of my kids.
Okay.
This one is from @UnfilteredMama. My son is having a hard time getting over the fact we're not naming his new baby sister Megatron.
I like that one. That one's good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was it. So that was the funniest tweets from parents this week. According to the Huffington Post.
Thanks, HuffPost.
Yes.
Well done. I guess. All right. So I
you did your job this week.
Yes.
Put stuff out there.
Chest bump. High five. Yeah. You you typed things.
You
I
did
think
your
you just
job.
were like, wow, I don't know. I think they just pick them at random.
Oh,
There's
this
no
is
way
good.
someone's like, yes, I
This is
really
funny.
like this one.
Yeah.
So we don't follow at what's Kevin M. Cruz. Here's some weird irony. The general manager of Will's Northwoods Inn, our sponsor's
3030
name
Northwoods Inn.
is Kevin Cruz.
Okay.
So weird. This isn't him though. Kevin M. Cruz tweets, NBC's primetime lineup 2023: Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med, Chicago DA, Chicago City Hall, Chicago Public Schools, Chicago Mercantile, Chicago Pizza, Chicago Transit, Chicago Parks and Rec, Chicago Sanitation, and Chicago Tax Assessor.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I appreciate it
That's
because,
funny.
yeah, they really are. And I actually, I don't know, since we've moved, I've kind of just stopped. I used to watch all of them.
No, I think now there is Fire, there is PD.
Which I loved both of them. I never really watched Chicago Med, and DA is new. One of the cast members from PD went into DA.
There are at least 3 or 4 of these that
the
are
top 4 are real.
Oh, so Chicago Med is real.
Yes.
Okay.
Top 4 are real. And they so it started with Fire, then went to PD, then went to Med, then went to DA.
I don't watch any of them. I haven't watched any of them.
I have watched,
but I would watch Chicago Sanitation.
Oh yeah,
because I would just big fat Chicago guys,
just a show about trash collectors.
Right. I would love that.
Beautiful. All right,
very nicely done, Kevin M. Cruz.
Whatever.
Cruz.
So
Sorry,
Seth
Kevin.
Rogen's funny. I just appreciated this because we do follow him. No, it's saying follow, but we do follow at Seth Rogen. But don't mind me. I'm just using my wife's makeup to cover my giant pimple before a movie premiere, which I just appreciate because you know it's true. You know
Right.
he's doing that.
And the movie The Night Before,
I still haven't watched it.
I think it's very funny.
Well, I'm guessing, and that's with the dude from the Avengers movies, right? Isn't he in it? Like he's like one of the guys, right?
Yeah.
Who is it? Rogen, him, and who else?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Really?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
I think he's the other guy in it.
I think I might. Well, I might have to watch that regardless.
You should. It's pretty funny.
All right. This I appreciate on so many levels. Ann Coulter is just a complete psychotic person. But here, Matt, read Ann Coulter's tweet, and I'll read my favorite tweet.
All right, Ann Coulter. Oh, that's how I saw this.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I saw a different one. Okay. Ann Coulter tweeted out, "Hey, Dems, JFK had an extramarital affair with a 19-year-old, Mimi Alford, when he was 45 years old."
Yeah.
So that's Ann Coulter's tweet, aimed at the Democrats, obviously in support of it Roy Moore?
Yeah, of Roy Moore and his 14-year-old.
Right. So 14-year-old, he's a pedophile. Accusations of child molestation,
Dressed like
and
Han
assault.
Solo with
Right.
a cowboy hat.
And so he's vehemently denying the accusation, saying it's not true. Then you get Alabama super conservative right-wing Republicans who in a poll said they are 39% more likely now to vote for Moore.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Just insane. So then here's a response to the Ann Coulter tweet.
And I've seen several, but this one,
Yes.
it's we do these because they show up in our feed.
Yes.
This is at Golden Gate Blonde is the handle, and it says, "Well, that's it then. JFK just lost my vote." Like, and I've seen like a lot of good takes on it, but this is really like, okay, and then cool. So you're talking about an assassinated president from the '60s. Who had an affair with someone, trust me, I'm not advocating for this, but legal, versus someone in your party who did something with a 14-year-old.
Right. I'm trying to find the one that I saw and I laughed out loud about it. And I don't exactly remember if it was my guy Rex Hupke or not. Oh, man. Who did I see it, though? But I remember exactly what it was. But I'll have to find it, and I'll give him some love next week. But their reply to that tweet was, that's definitely going to hurt his reelection chances. That made me laugh just completely out loud, right? I'm like, come on.
Because of how asinine everything about it is.
Completely.
So this is someone who follows us. It's at Haley Hubner 12. And I just like it because I like when this stuff happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, I guess it's a reverse respect for the guy who whipped the beer bottle because of the Christmas music. You know, I still don't want anybody throwing anything at bartenders, but I just got a man kicked out of the bar for slapping my ass. I have never seen a man so appalled and confused for seeing a woman stick up for herself. Happy 2007, bitch. Get the fuck out.
Happy 2017. Yeah, that's good.
Really, really like that tweet.
Yeah, and we're not going to hold it against her that she's from Athens, Ohio either.
Oh, yeah. No, but whatever.
Good tweet. Good story. And good one of our favorite tweets of the week. So good stuff. All right, let's move on to this day in history, where today for us, it is November 13th. And on this day in history, 1982.
Yes, Vietnam Veterans Memorial was dedicated. So after waiting, obviously several years, the official memorial was
Unveiled,
dedicated. Yes, in Washington.
The long-awaited memorial was a simple V-shaped black granite wall inscribed with the names of the 57,939 Americans who died in the conflict.
I mean, I thought this story, well, it is important, but given, Veterans Day just passing, it'd be something that we definitely wanted to bring up. But, I mean, it's long overdue, and I'm glad that it's there, and people get to see it every day.
Yeah, and, just this past, was it September, there's a replica of the Vietnam War, the wall, that travels around different cities. And it was actually, and I totally forgot about it until we just did the story just now, it was actually in Des Plaines back in September.
Okay.
It was there for a significant amount of time for people to come by and see. Would have been really cool to see, and I totally forgot about it until just now. And now I'm actually angry that I forgot.
You didn't go check.
Because when I was at the newspaper, we were talking about it because it was going to be a big thing in Des Plaines because we were based out of Des Plaines, and I totally forgot to do it. It makes me angry.
Well, you're busy.
So that was November 13th, 1982, and then November 13th, 1999.
I told you this was going to be a horrible departure.
Quite the contrast.
Not
in
even
stories.
A right turn, like an upside down Stranger Things turn. Because I just thought this was awful when I saw it, and now it's more awful when I read it.
It's so bizarre.
November 13th, 1999. Chris Gaines, who, if you don't remember, was Garth Brooks, basically his alter ego, performs on Saturday Night Live. I'm glad you skipped
the word rock, because
that music was so bad,
right?
And it was so dumb, and it was Garth Brooks as Chris Gaines with like a black wig, and I think he had like guy liner on. I don't know, awful stuff. But that happened on this date in 1999.
So here, we scroll down real quick. I want to see this bottom paragraph because I still don't know the reason for it. So Garth Brooks never made made a secret of his love of rock and roll. He spoke openly, being influenced by likes of Bruce Springsteen and Freddie Mercury, for instance. And he contributed totally faithful versions of Kiss's 1976 hit "Hard Luck Woman" under his own name in the 1994 album.
Real bad.
Kiss covers, "Kiss My Ass," classic Kiss, regrooved. But when he decided he wanted to release a full-blown pop album, he also decided he needed to do so under an assumed identity. So I never understood the reason for doing it. Just release whatever music you want as Garth Brooks.
Right. But from him, like, I was thinking about this. Like, he's never become an irrelevant guy. Like, his catalog is celebrated. The guy actually just won awards this year for country.
I heard a Garth Brooks song on the other day.
Honestly, I think he was the country artist of the year. Clearly, the guy's like been hyper relevant for his entire career. Why? I don't know. Why do you need to have an alter ego? Like, it was.
I know,
dumb,
so
but it was
bizarre.
bad.
Like, it was terrible.
It was.
It
was horrible.
It's funny because Garth Brooks is the reason I started listening to country music in 1991. Driving around, and I heard a song off his No Fences album. And I thought it was a great song. It was called Unanswered Prayers, and I'm like, that's a cool tune. And I went to the mall where you went and bought a CD at the time, and I looked up Garth Brooks, and I found Unanswered Prayers on the CD, so I brought the CD. I got in my car, and I loved every song top to bottom. And then I was like, all right, well, country music is kind of cool, so I'm gonna. And that's how I got hooked, and that's how I basically missed the entire 90s music world because I was just listening only to country music.
So I was never against it. I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
And so, like, I wasn't proactively buying things. You know, it just wasn't my thing. I made no secret of loving 80s rock.
Right.
I loved alternative, and that's where I went. So you went.
I went all country.
But that took you in a different direction and kept you away from hearing other things. And I went in a different direction, right?
So like all the great 90s rock, like I know the songs, I'm familiar. Like a song comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, I know this song.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, I'll never know the name of the song or the artist.
It's taking you to a place like it does for me because,
where country music does that for me.
So a friend of mine years ago said, it's like, you got to listen to at least Garth Brooks. And I said, well, I know, like I've got friends. Like I know some of the songs, but I said, I'll tell you what, because I had at that point, I had heard and I had read great things about him and about his live shows. And he was doing stuff that no one was doing, like swinging over the audience, doing that stuff. And I said, I'll tell you what, if you buy me a ticket, then I'll go see it. And I went and I had a blast and it was an amazing show. Still didn't like get me into the music. But then when I was doing my 95 radio jobs at once, and one of them was at US 99, and I started listening. And for me, like I like lyrics, I really like content, and like country music tells stories.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah, but I totally got into it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean this was just like what
it says
we
here.
can erase this from music history.
The project never got off the ground, however, and the entire Chris Gaines experiment became a topic of easy ridicule for the entertainment critics in the years since. Garth Brooks, in the life of Chris Gaines, did, however, launch the Chris Gaines single "Lost in You," which I couldn't tell you how it goes.
Bad.
Into the Billboard Top 40, giving the man who sold upwards of 100 million country records during the 90s.
I was going to say, that was in the 90s.
Right. During the 1990s alone, that gave him his one and only pop hit. But yeah, it was brutal. And
bad.
You're not going to find a bigger Garth Brooks fan, and that was terrible, terrible stuff. All right, we're going to wrap things up today with our inspirational story. Things a little different. Want to leave you on a good note. Today, of course, is World Kindness Day. So you're seeing a lot of things on Twitter, # World Kindness Day.
We should have a lot more of these.
Yeah, so here's a good story. You want to do the headline? I'll do the story?
Yes. When wife needed kidney, he walked for miles holding a sign, and he just found a donor.
So this is Wayne Winters and his wife. They had been waiting for 2 years to find a kidney donor that could save her from her stage 5 kidney failure, and Winters became tired of waiting for a miracle. Instead, he took to the streets of Far West Utah, FARR, Far West Utah, last month with a sandwich board sign reading, "Need kidney for wife." Every day, he would walk for miles down the road in hopes that the right person would see the sign and be inspired to donate the life-saving organ. After KSTU broadcast his story, the 74-year-old husband was inundated with calls about kidney offers, as many as 800 calls per day. Then the Winters got the call that they'd been praying for. "We have a kidney for you. Get down here," Winters told the news station. "I was just so overwhelmed, I didn't know what to think." Ironically, the kidney did not even come from one of the many offers that Winters received. Instead, the organ came from an organ donor who had passed away at the hospital. The couple is now celebrating the approach of even more adventures, adding on to their 26 years of marriage. If she can have a good 5 years, that would be awesome. We can have her life back. Wayne, however, is still pounding the pavement with a sandwich board sign, except now he's encouraging pedestrians to donate their kidneys to the next person in need. Think about it. We could start a kidney revolution, says Wayne. That would be great. So what's awesome about that is the fact that it didn't end there.
Got it.
Right. He wasn't out there just asking for help. Once he got it from a donor who passed away, he's still out there encouraging people to become donors. That's great. Are you a donor?
Yeah.
You an organ donor? I am too. And I certainly can encourage you. If you're not an organ donor, man, certainly do it. I mean, have the conversation.
As soon as that was an option, I did it, and then I didn't even know. Like, when we got our driver's licenses way back. I didn't know, and then when I heard about it, I went back in. And then they changed it.
When it was an option, I've always been an organ donor.
Yeah.
And just back in July when my brother passed, I know my sister-in-law was significant. It was an important thing. Anything that could be harvested and donated to someone to help. either save someone's life or improve someone's life in whatever capacity, it certainly is important. So if you're not an organ donor, and you've never even thought about it, take time to think about it, consider it, and become an organ donor and help someone in need, man. If you have the opportunity to do it, you certainly should.
I always think about it as, if I like to think that I've done good things in my life, and I'm, as Matt and I have talked about off air, but we can talk about now, I'm trying to do as much as I can to make my life better and, it just improve my life and everybody around me. But like, if you can't do it in life, then at the very least you can help someone in death. Yeah.
Right.
So
do it when you're gone.
It's good either way.
You can email the show, afdeshow@gmail.com anytime you want. We do get some emails that come through, and we got one particular email from a guy named Paul. He listened to the show, actually was at episode 12, and he and his son were on a road trip, and they actually listened to all 12 episodes straight through while they were driving.
To the Dakotas?
Yeah, and Paul shared a really, really nice email. Just wanted to give a shout out to Paul and to Evan and to Jen, and just thank you for sending out the really kind email. Had a little correspondence with them, but feel free to drop us a line and anything you want to share at afdeshow@gmail.com. Something I did on Twitter last week, Jay. After the church shooting in Sutherland Springs, Texas, where now, I don't know if you saw the church.
Yeah.
It's actually, they were talking about demolishing the church, but they actually went in, they cleaned up, they repainted everything to a sparkling white, and they have these bright white chairs in the spots where the victims were sitting when they were shot with a red rose.
Yeah, I read that today.
And I think they're going to leave it up as a memorial, and I that's a powerful picture to see. But after that happened, and some tweets that I put out about gun control, I decided to do something a little different with Twitter, and I posted a little bit longer tweet, and I told people, if there's something that you want me to pray for you about, I'd be happy to remember you in prayers and to pray for you, because the whole thing about gun control and prayers came up, and there was some really, really disgusting tweets that I read, and I thought, well, instead of fighting back with all those people, just make it available. If you got a prayer request, no matter, regardless of what your faith is, your religion, your thoughts on prayer, I just put myself out there and said, hey, let me know and I'll pray for you. And I got about 35 people over the next several days that gave me specific prayer requests. That's open. I'm at Matt Abaticola on Twitter. You can DM me anytime, shoot any prayer requests you might have. What's really funny about it is that since then, I've lost about a little over 500 Twitter followers, only because what I put out there, Jay, was let me know any prayer requests you might have. And people were like, I'm going to unfollow because of that. It's fine. You know what? And I've said it a couple times on Twitter, and people have been like, oh, don't let people. And I'm not bothered by it. I'm not sad. I'm not hurt.
It's just,
I feel bad about it. I feel really sad. It's like that you've gotten to that point in your life.
Sad for them.
Sad for them.
Yeah.
Sad for them. Not sad for me. But sad for other people that you've gotten to a point in your life where someone says, hey, if you have a prayer request, let me know. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to follow that a-hole anymore. It's so bizarre and sad, but that's all it is. So, here it is, World Kindness Day. And I think every day we should be able to treat other people as we want them to treat us, and also just lift someone up if we can in a good way each day. Find that person in need that you can help out. You see someone, whatever it might be, do something good for someone on a daily basis. At least try to be open to the opportunity that is presented before you. Again, anything that I can remember you for, just hit me up on Twitter at Matt Abaticola. Please, anything you want to share with the show, you can email us anytime at afdeshow@gmail.com.
That email was that means a lot to me. We are, if you go to iTunes, we are a comedy podcast. We are a couple of clowns who, like to joke around and stuff. But in all honesty, kind of the show is about connecting. And when we're able to do something for someone and they take the time to share with us their story, I texted Matt. I'm like, I am so moved. Like, that was a big deal.
That was awesome.
Very, very important to me. And I hope that, we're able to do that for more people. And if you want us to cover something, if you want us to talk about something, if you want to reach out to us, if you want to confide in us, if you want to do anything, I don't think that we can make us ourselves more open. Email, tweet, do what you need to do. We're here for you guys. We love doing the show, and we appreciate all of you.
Yeah, so you can email us afdeshow@gmail.com. You can go on Twitter @AFDEshow. Also on Facebook @AFDEshow or Facebook.com/AFDEshow. So connect with us in any one of those ways. We do thank you for the downloads, always listening. Great numbers here.
25,000.
Yeah, 25,000 through our 14 episodes.
Thank you,
really happy with that. So it's very significant, and we do appreciate it. Let a friend know, family member, coworker about a really entertaining podcast. It's the AFDE Show. He's Ferrari. I'm Abaticola. Thanks for listening. This is episode 15, Tuba Donkey, and we'll see you next week for episode 16. Have a great week, everyone.